Hello everyone, Switch Double here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how the brony fandom affected me and also how it changed me. First of all, I'm actually proud to be part of the brony fandom, even though that we know for sure now that the season 9 is the official last season of My Pony Friendship is Magic, until the next generation starts with the next year or so. But anyways, for the past 4 or 5 years, when I had made my love stories and true friend stories, I have been asking myself, how has this amazing fandom changed my mind? At least affected me in some different ways. Well, first of all, I didn't expect much to like this particular show from the beginning. At first, I thought, okay, this is gonna be just a normal kid show, and normally when I watch some other kid show, I didn't much continue to watch them for a longer period of time. It did happen that I just popped on or looked at some episode from now and then, but this particular show had actually caught my eyes. When I first saw it back, could have been 2014, 2013, some 2013, 14 or something like there. And honestly, at first I didn't expect to at least do this. But when I first saw a few episodes on TV and then also online, and then I thought, okay, this might be some good series, some good show to watch from time to time. And then I saw other people had made some shipping stories, or at least shipping videos with the main six or any of any of the other characters, like Twilight X, Rainbow Dash, or Big Mac X, Fluttershy, and I thought, if people have made their versions of sort of shipping stories, why shouldn't I? So I decided, why not? So I just made a few stories of the main six, which I was mostly focused on, and a few background characters. But first of all, the response that I got back from when I made the first stories, the love stories, with the main six and a few background characters. At first, I was only going to make those, but I didn't expect to get it much response back in how many people liked the stories. Honestly, it was more than I could ever dream of. More than I expect to find out how many people actually enjoyed my stories. So after only for a few days after that, the main six stories has been up, and after that only a few people asked for from some of the ideas for stories to be made. So I thought, okay, maybe I can do that as well. But it continues, and now, almost 5 years later, it has continued. It has been rapidly expanded from story from just probably 10 to nearly almost 400 love stories. Honestly, I didn't expect to have so many stories in so long period of time. But nevertheless, I'm just happy that I could have so many people actually enjoy my stories, and that I bring so much happiness in other people's lives. But the other things that has affected me since I became part of the fandom is that I actually got to meet a lot of great friends over online. Some of them actually have been very close friends. If I didn't even take part of the brony fandom, or even made any of the stories I had, I would probably have never met any of my current closest friends, or even my girlfriend. I would never probably have found her if I'd even met her directly, not in person, but still, I wouldn't have met her if I didn't had made the My Little Pony love stories from the start. If I had continued to make random stories or random videos, it is very likely I would never have found any of my friends or my girlfriend at all. That is one of the major things that have actually affected me since I became part of this amazing fandom. But how did I feel about when I heard the news of this brony fandom is going to be ending soon? Honestly, I was really devastated. I was really surprised and mostly I was shocked. I couldn't even believe it. How much this fandom has affected me, but not only me, but millions of others of bronies out in the world. And now, even if this brony fandom Generation 4 is going to be concluded brought to an end, but it doesn't even bring end to the fandom at all. Even when the next generation starts with the next year or two or so, the fandom always managed to survive. Even if there are so many types of stories that can be made. Even at the first, when I became part of fandom, I never expected this particular show going to last for long. I probably, maybe 1 or 2 years or so. But it hasn't. They continue for next 9 years, almost 10, so I had actually been seeing every single episode from season 1 to season 9. Well, almost every season 9 episodes, but you've made a point here. But from I understanding from myself how this fandom has changed me, except from meeting my soulmate, some of my true closest friends, I could never have asked for much better than that. More than I could say is that how much happiness I bring to others through my stories. It is an honor to be part of this great fandom. I wished that I could go on to any of those BronyCon or anything to meet some of those great YouTubers like Dr. Wolf, Lighting Bliss, Keyframe, Golden Fox, even Silver Quill. And sadly, even if I did, probably people would even know that they probably have walked by what if they even even if I did have fans on the particular BronyCon and just walked by them and they didn't even noticed that I was the Swedish Diablo who made the love stories. Because even if I'm not that famous as many others within the fandom, some of the other YouTubers within this fandom can have from maybe 10 to maybe like 100,000 subscribers, and they are much more deeper focused in different stories. But I just continue on the basic what I love to do. Even if I did want to go to the BronyCon, I didn't expect to see how much the fandom itself has changed my mind. But not only. One of the other major reasons that actually made me to be part of this fandom is actually after I've seen some videos from Dr. Wolf, Silver Quill, even Keyframe, among others. At first I didn't expect some of those were any great YouTubers or even big ones. But it turns out after nearly 9 years, their channels have get more subscribers than even I could expect. And now I myself has over 5,000 subscribers. And when I first started my channel, at least for the love stories of those sort of things, I only had maybe 100 subscribers, and you could imagine how they felt when suddenly the numbers of subscribers just could continue to climb up even more and more over the past nearly 5 years. It is more than I can ever say much about. Even if I wanted to say, oh wow, I don't say. This fandom has actually changed my mind and even affected me so much. That even it affected me so much that even I can even imagine it. I mean, seeing so much many people on this particular fandom, it is just a great honor to be part of it. I know that many wonders what is going to be part of my life after this brony punk, after this generation is over. People might probably ask me, what will I do after that Friendship is Magic is over? And I will only have one answer. Continue. I will continue to make love stories and true friend stories based on Generation 4, but even if that next generation starts with the next a year or two, so, well, something like that, I will also continue to make perhaps even love stories from Generation 5. It depends, first of all, how good that generation will be, and if that even lasts that long, as this current one is. But nevertheless, I'm just being happy to be part of this amazing, great fandom. You may never expect to see how much people have been affected by this brand of brony fandom with over the past 9 years. I have to say, you might be wrong about in that conclusion. You never expect too much how a series can affect you, even you don't even consider yourself as a brony, that you can perhaps just watch the series with your kids, or perhaps your niece or nephew or something. Perhaps just even watching this series with your grandchildren or your own kids. I mean, just watching the series with them just to make them happy to see how the series can affect. Even if you don't consider yourself as a brony, even that you see and like to see the series, but even if you do like the series itself, it doesn't necessarily have to be considered yourself as a pay sister or as a brony. And just even if you do enjoy the series, you really don't have to be part of the fandom itself, but you can still enjoy the series by seeing how the crazy adventures that main series has been going on for the past 9 years, how they defeated Chrysalis over, and even Tirac once, and even had to defeat Sombra twice. I mean, over the past 9 years, all the series has been showing so many shenanigans, how so many crazy events, crazy adventures about the main six and even their friends. Most of all focused on finding about the true meaning of friendship, and even about love, but mostly how true friendship is most important. I do wonder about one thing though. What will next generation be based on? The first automotive was only ponytails and friendship is magic, but what will be Generation 5 be about? Even if we could just imagine how they can be like friendship is beyond, perhaps beyond friendship, or I don't know. But I just used to sometimes imagine how that particular show can be based on. But we don't even know for sure how much the next generation will affect us, if this will have the same effect on the brownies since the current one has. To me, it affects me in so many ways that some of them might not even noticed yet. Except that I feel happy to make stories for others to make them happy. I'm just saying this life in brony fandom is amazing. Much more can I then say that how much more can this fandom itself be infected by anyone who has perhaps even considered as a brony yet? I'm just saying though, even if you have but seen the series over and over for the past maybe a year or perhaps or the whole 9 years, I still want to know for sure that no matter what happens, brony fandom will survive even into the next generation, and perhaps, who knows, the next generation perhaps could even be better than the current one. But I'm not saying that for sure, just saying that it might be as good as the current one, or perhaps even worse, but only time can tell for sure how the next generation will be and how it will react to us. But most of all, the current generation is a deep part of my life now, since I had met so many great friends through this amazing fandom, and even I found the soulmate, the true love of my life. I don't even know for sure either, because I'm not the only one. Over the past nearly 2 years, I don't say, but based on nearly for 2 years, it has happened. Many other fans has been found their true love within the fandom itself, like Keyframe with Golden Fox, Firebrand with his fiancée, I mean Aromo, and even Vespio with his wife now, Katie. I mean, that's just amazing. They found each other from another fan-made story, daughter Discord, and I just say, if I could find my girlfriend my true love in the fandom, why wouldn't others? And I think they all agreed that this fandom not only brings happiness and teaching about true friendship, it can also brings true love to others. And that, I'm talking about my experience, of course. But nevertheless, this series will always continue to live on, even if this has been end and the next generation starts with the next 1 or 2 years from now. All I can say is, this series will always survive, and it will always be part of our lives, and we will make sure that brony fandom is always be there for anyone who wants to find happiness. And that's all I want to say, how much the brony fandom affected me, and I hope to know how much it will affect you and perhaps many others in the future. And that's all I want to say. And if you have your thoughts about this, you can let me know also how much the brony fandom have affected you over the past 9 years, and how much it means to you, and that you want to continue, even after we know for sure season 9 is the last one to go on. But you can let me know in the comment section below what you think about this video and what you have all the things. But also, if you have found your true love within the fandom itself as well as me, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo, over and out.